Hello, welcome back. I'm going to carry on from where I left off on the previous video, so you may want to check the previous video out. I'll leave a link at the end of the video for you. We were talking about the world and the cosmos being a giant computer made out of organic compounds and manipulated dark matter. Yes, sounds strange, but that's what Archangel Gabriel, as he wants me to say, came through. Today, and I'm feeling heavy again. Archangel Metatron is back, so interesting, but the others are around as well, and we've got the Atlantean angels too. It's all connected to Atlantis, so I'm just going to literally continue my channeling and see what comes up next. So I haven't got time to go through. Oh my goodness, can't breathe. So powerful. I haven't got time to go back through it all. It would just take too long. So, or even give a recap in a detailed sense. So please check out that video. So I have done a tarot oracle card pull out. That's what they wanted again. I did the proper, well, not proper, but channeled messages that were written down in the previous video, and I'm continuing here, and they've actually added some more cards so the message can come out a bit more clearly. So we're going to start with cut the cords. Okay, now this is really powerful. This really stands out at me. And it's cutting the cords from the way we see the cosmos and the ideology and the myth that we have brought up around it, because it holds others back. And I think that's been manipulated by people for their own ends, to stop people being the creative beings that they are, where they can, manifest what they want. And I talked about manifesting in great detail in a previous video. It's too complicated for me to go back into, but the fabric of reality and how you can create it yourself, through the creativity in your mind, not by wishing it, not by being happy, not by this, that and the other, but actually creating the pattern for it in your mind and taking it out of the fabric of reality. Yeah. And realizing that things can be manipulated. Things are made up of atoms, and they can be manipulated. They can shapeshift and change, and they can be created within this giant computer that we are in. Okay, so organic computer. So that will explain more, but this is definitely the wanting to talk about all those manifestations that you want. Okay. But to think on a higher level and dream bigger. People have been keeping you small. There are people actively alive in this computer, like Tron, and they are trying to keep things the way they want. It's this massive learning experience for us all, so we can rebuild our worlds outside of the universe, outside that plane of existence, outside of the universe, outside of the cosmos, because there are the walls of space. It's outside time, space, and the continuum. It's outside, and they want us to start thinking about what is outside of what we know. And it's almost like our brains are going to be coming online to help us expand into that knowledge. Okay, and about manifestation and how it is science. It's a science that not many people will recognize, okay, or understand. They want us to get away from this magical idea. It is a science, and I know some people are just poo-poo that, but that's what they are saying. So don't shoot the messenger. I've always thought of things like that as well. So yeah, and they're really wanting to talk about how we are all one. We are not showing enough compassion for each other, compassion for the world, the way everything's made up. We've got to start trying to manipulate it into the dark, and actually see that we are here to learn how to rebuild. We are here to learn, like I said last time, how to destroy and how to create, so we can rebuild our worlds outside of this reality. Okay, we are all different beings. There are people who are born in here. It's almost like born inside the matrix, and I'm talking about soul level. I'm not talking about a human. This is coming from Metatron. It's far too detailed for me to think of. So, okay, I have had inclinations this way, but this is because they've been pushing me in that direction for a long time now. Okay, so we need to be more compassionate. It's almost like we've come in here and run amok and thought, oh, we can. It's like we're playing with, they're showing me children's bricks and we're just playing with them and knocking them over and rebuilding it. We wouldn't have to do that if we actually opened our minds to what is actually there and how we can manipulate in a good sense, in a proper sense, what we need. Okay. And we don't have to destroy others. We don't have to. We've become hard-hearted. Okay, so compassion. Okay, and again, this manifestation thing, ask and receive. But it's about asking your mind to create this pattern, this almost like detailed little blueprint. They've been showing me for ages now. They never said exactly what it was. Now I understand now. It's almost like, excuse me, but like cough and hiccup, sorry. I'm going to dry throat. Yeah, it's almost like an artist would draw, or an architect would draw something, or somebody who draw the blueprints. Draw it in your mind. Just draw it, visualize it, draw it on paper. Yeah, and allow it to be put out. I don't. My last video explained this much better in greater detail. Put it out there and pull it out of the actual. They're showing me like cytoplasm, the fabric of reality. This is so complicated. Yeah, as I said, check out the first video. That will explain the manifestation. Exactly, you know, what I'm talking about here in a much clearer sense. So, yeah, it's not just about praying. It's about creating. You have been given the power already to create everything that you need. So why are you not doing it? Why do you create dark when you could create light? That's direct, yeah, channeling. Yeah, I want people to be more connected to the earth and the planet. The planet manifests as well. The planet is a living organism. Now they talk about that with Gaia. It manifests, and we live on it and within it. Within its etherical bodies, we live within that. And all right, okay, thank you. We are like a virus going within those etheric bodies and on it and in it, and it tolerates us. We live in harmony with each other, and this is not an environmental message. This is about actually learning to work in harmony with things, because then things would manifest much easier instead of going against the grain and fighting everything. Resistance. Yeah, we need to surrender. Okay, we all have now, yeah, the lovers, they want to show love for everybody, but the lovers can also, in the tarot, means choices. And we have so many choices, and we've been given free will, and we are too much going the wrong way, and that's what's brought in this big change, because we have to evolve. We have to think on a bit spiritual level. Are we going to end up killing each other? Well, we do kill each other, let's face it, but on a much wider scale. And this was a mission for peace, this computerized environment to learn. And it is, yeah, like the Red Dwarf when they say that meltdown. Yeah, meltdown. I think it's called meltdown. Or wax world. Dummies, if you watch Red Dwarf, and they're running amok. Crichton says all the little waxwork toys, dummies of famous people, they're running amok and they're killing each other instead of working in harmony, and they all get destroyed in the end. So it's Again, that's a reference to that robot thing, isn't it? About us being like avatars or robots. Check out the previous video. I'm not going into that again. Yeah, so we have choices and we've been choosing the wrong ones. Live in harmony. That's a big message. Live in harmony. It sounds very... I said to my son Evan that I wanted to heal and do good things, and a bit like the Coke song. But you may remember that, some of you. When they all stand on the hillside going, I'd like to teach the world to sing. In perfect harmony. That kind of thing. But it's not just about that. It's about being practical as well. You get more things done. Yeah? If you... together, just blue light there. Yeah, we're too much in this inner world of 5 of cups of I'm not getting what I need. And some people really aren't getting the basics here. And that's because some people really know how to do this manifestation thing. They really know how to just pluck it out. And they're keeping it from other people. And I'm telling you now, it's as simple as pie. And it's not about, oh, I have to think on a positive level all the time. I have to do it. Even Joe Dispenza does. I'm probably saying his name wrong, but you know what I mean. I really like him, and he says you don't have to, it's not about being happy, it's about relaxing. It is about being creative, putting the little blueprint in your mind, and it will come to you. You are creating it. You're putting in a program into this computer, and it's going to create, like a replicator on Star Trek. It's going to create it. Through everything's made up of little atoms, particles. It's going to create it. Oh, this is way out my remit here, but that's what they're saying. Okay, so we have to get out of that melancholy. And life is, I've explained this before. Oh, there it is again. I've got to tell you that bit first. I think we're all going through a mini sort of death. We are evolving and changing. And the only way I can describe it, and this is going to be a bit difficult for me, but my child is transgender, and they very courageously, wonderfully evolved. And people who've been watching my videos from way back will know about this. And he has evolved into the being he was always meant to be. That was a lesson for him, and by God, a lesson for me too. And it almost, well, I'm not going to compare it to that, because it's obviously a very intricate, difficult thing and very different. But it was for me too, because I had to acknowledge the death of a child in a way, because it was, I had a girl and I have a boy, and that was difficult. And I don't talk about that, but that was very difficult. But what I'm going through, it feels like who I really am, down to my face, everything is not existing anymore. I'm completely different. And I'm not talking about aging and stuff like that. I'm going to talk about it more in a video on my memberships, but it is feels like a radical change, and it feels like death. I don't know why I'm saying that, but that's what it feels like. And I'm not just talking about a spiritual change or going up a level or whatever. I'm talking about a fundamental change here. And I think it's to do with being able to bring you these messages. My old self is dying, and I think we go through lots of different incarnations of ourselves within our own lifetime here. We are all different people, and we keep evolving into different intelligences, and Anyway, so I'll talk about that in my Ryan membership, and yeah, to go on, I think a lot of you are going through that, either way. Angel of relationships I've got here. They're wanting more light within relationships to stop this fighting. It sounds very idyllic. I know I'm very utopian, but they want more harmony. And it's self-care. It's about care for others. It's about working together as an intricate whole. Thought, mind and deed. And I'm actually seeing sort of like, it's almost like arteries, cords going between people, and realizing we are one. We are one. We are individuals within a whole. But we need to acknowledge that more, instead of trying to be individual and just individual. And it's my way or the highway. And I don't like you. I don't want you in. You have a part of yourself in each person, and they have a part of themselves in you, and they want you to start acknowledging that, cutting the cords to this old life and living as we once did outside of this computer. They call it computer. They don't want to call it matrix. They want you to see it as an actual computer. Again, an organic computer. Again, previous video, if you haven't watched it. And yeah, this is all a learning experience, and I'm bringing this to you through. Not allowing. They want to get on your level, so they're using me to speak to you as a human. I don't think they got that right, the way it came out, but this is all a learning experience, and we are the light bearers, and we now have to go out in the world and get people to think more outside the box. Yeah, so you're getting more gifts coming online with a lot of things, and being honest and communicating. It's a lot of honesty. The veil is being lifted now in all senses of the word, and the veil is also being lifted on those who seek to keep people down. Okay. Which reminds me, I had another channeled message about Rishi Sunak. There's going to be some revelation. It's something to do with Boris Partygate, I think, but something's going to happen. And they say his days as Prime Minister are numbered, April time. So I don't know. Remember, timelines can change, and things can change. But that's what they've told me, which wouldn't surprise me. They're all rotten to the core as far as I'm concerned, so it wouldn't surprise me, the whole politicians. Anyway, yeah, so what else? That's relationships. I'm going to move them up there. Yeah, it's this sense of sort of family. Yeah, we are connected to all of the beings in space I talked about. We're connected. We're all part of these, from the different dimensions, are all parts of us in each. We are all made from the same whole. And not just even in a spiritual sense, in an organic sense. And this includes the angels and everything from all the dimensions, okay, who are within this body of being at the moment. Outside, or what is outside? I wish you'd tell me. Higher beings of ourselves, of all of them, including the angels. This is a giant computer created for learning. Oh, we're going further down the rabbit hole. No wonder they keep calling me Alice. Right. Okay, so, okay. What else do you want to say with these cards? King of Stones, Wolf from the Wild Tarot. Wolf spirit. Okay. Illumination from the moon. We are coming out of the ice age, the ice that's in our hearts. They showed me a lot of snow in the meditation I originally did. A lot of snow. It's a reference to Wolf Moon as well, really, isn't it? Wolf Moon, which is January, I believe. Yes. And coming out of the winter, being illuminated. No more starvation of spirituality, of connection. Freedom will abound. Freedom of thought, of life, of love. The great darkness goes, the great darkness lifts. We will see all now. Okay, that's Metatron. Now, also getting a connection with spirit animals, spirit guides. We are all part. Oh, really? Oh, sorry. They've just, they're like, it's almost like Philip Pullman, which I believe, I've been a writer. Taking my writing away, we won't go into that any. Like they've told me it was all channeled messages, and I believe his Dark Materials, Philip Pullman's, was bang on channeled material. Really good stuff, really good writer. And the TV, now that I've read the books, when I was writing, I didn't read in the genre that I was trying to write in. Yeah, I watched TV, and yeah, people say you should, but I didn't want to have them influence me too much. But his Dark Materials, they talk about you having a connection to like an animal, or they called it the demon. Yeah, but it wasn't like demon. And you had that connection. They were with you the whole time. And I think that's what the power animal, power spirit thing is. And we're being asked to find that within ourselves, our connection to the animal spirits, for solace and to feel complete. And that's very interesting. Bear spirit, strength and courage. Knight of Arrows, keen eye for detail, seeing things, sharpness to vision in all aspects. Okay. Wolf, I get the starvation thing about the wolves howling and being starved, but seeking, courageous, always seeking and always finding, and in connection with the moon spirit. Okay, that's what they want to say for that. Okay. Yeah, talking about that earth and grounding and feeling our connection to the energy that drives within us, that we place there ourselves to use within this environment, to that grounds us as to who in nature we really are, who we have come here to be. Or we get lost and they want us to ground and connect to ourselves, the deep inner self. Yeah? And to remember and to melt, thaw. Okay? Yeah, I keep getting that. Let it go. Song. Frozen, because we are frozen. Frozen in anger and hatred, and yeah. Okay, so all right, those two last apparently. Judgment. Do not fear judgment. All will be well. Oh, that's like Mahat, isn't it? With the scales. Is your heart as light as a feather? Yeah. They're wanting more connection with the heart chakra for healing, for illumination, for evolution, to be led by the heart chakra and consciousness itself. The avatar must change to bring about the new consensus of being in the world, the new world order, as in not in political or whatever, as in love, as in acceptance, generosity of spirit. That's what that says, generosity of spirit, connection to earth, to other beings. That's all of that. The DNA strands are within all, and I'm talking about animals. Yeah, everything. It's all connected. the elemental world, everything. They have been trying to push us into that direction for a long time. Okay? And judgment also means change. So change is definitely coming. Yeah. You're never going to manifest with this going on, because you just manifest wars, bad weather. I've always been told that bad weather can be caused by too much aggression, too much anger, too much frustration by world events. And it creates, you know, we're a virus on this planet. Check out previous video about that. And I'm sorry I keep mentioning it. It's just I want you to understand, and I'm continuing the channeling, and I'm just worried somebody comes to this video first and doesn't get any of it. So sorry about that, but you can't manifest and be creative. We just create bad things with anger and frustration, and it's almost like it's almost like you get a high from doing that, and because people have wanted us to do that. I don't know who they are exactly. They're definitely alien beings here, but they're just the dark. There are people who, it's like the story I was trying to write, the channeled message about the darkness, a group of beings across all the multiverses that are causing them time and everything to start collapsing. I'm not going to go into that. That's a whole other video that I've had to do, but basically they want everybody to be at their mercy and to control everything for their own ends. I haven't been told exactly what their own ends are, apart from just wanting power, which is obvious. That's what people do things for. But basically to, you know, we cause all these things that happen. We are a virus, as I've talked about, on the earth that tolerates us, who lives in, this is not environmental message, this is just the message I've been given, because I know some of you don't like that. But it's almost like you create symptoms and they go across the world and they create storms, and you know they've been increasing because we're going through a massive change. So we have to see what we need to change, so all that dirt's come to the top. So, but this is why we're getting all these things. It is all the creation of the global warming, all of that. It's all down to the way we have been acting on the planet, not in an environmental way, or just that way, you know, or just that way. It is how we have led lives here. Yeah, it's very, very complicated. It's about thoughts about, you know, how we're treating each other creates symptoms. Okay. It is also environmental, but you know, this is what I'm getting from them. But then there's environmental causes being caused by the way we've been living. So, okay, so this needs to go. Everybody, you know, that can be competition as well, 5 of Wands, when competition can be healthy, but this is talking about real conflicts. And there are, as you know, conflict all over the place at the minute. And yeah, it's something that needs to be worked on, 8 of Pentacles. And I'm seeing them as, I'm not seeing them as pentacles, I'm seeing them as clocks. And I'm now seeing clocks across the world, which I have on my phone. All different time zones. So I think this change that we're going through at the minute is being brought in at all different times in all different places around the world, and it will all sync. I'm just hearing the noise of everything sinking, you know, going into sync eventually. Okay. Stop rejecting different thoughts and ideas. Open your mind. Journal. See what you resonate with, because not everyone will resonate with this message or the previous one. Just start opening your mind. Yeah? Don't look to the past. 6 of Pentacles. I don't know why I said that when I picked that up. Don't look to the past. About 6 of Cups normally. But don't look to the past about money and begging to get this, that and the other. You can create it. You know, working for the man, I'm hearing. And, you know, begging for money. Go out and create it. Nobody has to work for anybody. They're telling me you can create the things that you want. I've seen them do it. I've seen Spirit stand in front of me. I physically see Spirit if you're new here. And I've seen them just create things. And that's what they're now trying to bring in or show us we can do in this world. That's been hidden from us. Okay. So, yeah, judgment, generosity, big changes. And it's almost like all these ideas and thoughts and the reality and truth is being growing, these little buds of thought, and they're coming out. They're ignore the pentacles for money here. Their thoughts, their ideas, their gifts, and they're coming out. We're all going to have different gifts. We're going to have what we want. We're going to see clearly. It's like, yeah, new eyes as well. Oh, they're like new eyes. We're seeing with new eyes. They're like eyes. Okay, and we have to trust. I mean, this is trust the universe. I don't know what's outside this being, but this is the being we are manipulating what we want through. Okay, and it is a computer. I hope one day they will try to tell me more about these higher beings and who are us outside of the cosmos, space, time, you know, the walls of space, everything. We're in this thing. Okay, and there will be a victory. We will get there. We will come off the fence with all these ideas of everybody, you know, other people being superior and knowing and just following the man, as they keep saying. It will be changed and will be shown through mathematics, geometry, through every subject, just how much we can change, manipulate and create, and through our strength of creativity in mind, body and soul. It's all in the mind. That's what they're telling me. And yeah, we will live in the sun. Maybe when we get that, I wonder if it'll all shut down. End of the world type thing, but not in a horrible sense, because we won't need it anymore. We will be able to rebuild the worlds I talked about outside of the cosmos and space, time. We won't need here anymore. The next millennia, it won't be here anymore because we won't need it. We'll have travelled up all of the layers. And that's the end there. Sorry, thank you, please. I heard. Wow. Oh, they're getting stronger with all these messages and quite eye-popping. I hope you got something out of that. Even if it doesn't resonate with me, I don't agree with that. That's your prerogative. You don't have to. This is the message I've got. And I hope you find some inspiration in it and not fear or anything like that. Yeah, I hope you do. Yeah, if you want to join this channel, you can. The membership link is in the description if you want a personal reading. Check out my website and contact me direct for an appointment on my email. I also do subatomic energy healing, which is my own healing, which the angels have shown me, my guides, the shadow men. where I do manipulate particles apparently and atoms to heal. But yeah, check that out. Yeah, I even love tarot. I do tarot readings as well. I do channeled readings, angel healing, straightforward angel healing for emotional issues in particular. And I'm going to be doing a lot more. I'm doing a lot more research, and I'm being guided to do an awful lot. So please like, share, subscribe, and yeah, comment. Okay, and take care of yourselves. I shall see you next week. Take care. Bye.